Dear Pixie, you asked the question, can you tell me more about reincarnation and past lives? Reincarnation, as you perceive it, the cycle of death and rebirth, is a correct concept when looking with the third dimensional eye. Seeing time as a linear line correctly shows you the human clothing you have worn in your past lives, and if one has eyes to see, one can look forward and see the future self one is to become. But in reality, these lives are not past or future at all, but exist in one moment and are the multi-dimensional parts of your own soul self, incarnated within a different but similar earthly body. There are many layers to reincarnation, as there are to explaining any concept that is out of time. But know this: when one awakens the spiritual self and attains a place in the higher realms, one is able to conduct a conscious death-to-birth memory transfer experience, choosing the next earthly vehicle and its soul group. If one attains mastery over the elements and the earthly body, one can lead the soul group into the next soul incarnation, projecting memory along with it. This type of reincarnation means you are the same person you were before, but in a different body. You continue on the path you were on before, and when you achieve knowledge in that lifetime, you are in fact relearning that which you knew before. This has happened to many of you known as Lightworkers or starseeds living on Earth at this time. This is why you attain knowledge so quickly. The clearest method of attaining direct death-to-birth transfer is to be in a state of pure bliss when one leaves the body, the process you know of as death. All fear must be eliminated for death-to-birth transfer to occur. Surrounding oneself with loved ones who also have attained the knowledge of the higher realms, so they may give you their energy, or surrounding oneself with the cosmic shape conductors, such as pyramids, crystals, and sacred stones, hence the reason the pyramids and places like Stonehenge were built, will ensure your direct and smooth passage from one living electrical conduit to another. All the beings come into play here, creating ideal genetics and astrologically aligned birthplaces for your new human conduit with memory intact. Of course, one cannot project conscious memory into the human brain of the tiny newborn infant, so one projects it into their DNA. Or rather, it is more correct to say that your DNA stays with you, transferring from one body to another. The genetic imprint will be different, but the electrical level and memory will be the same, waiting to be activated as soon as the human brain is ready for memory activation, which occurs as early as 3 months old. The memories are processed as the human becomes ready throughout its life. Reaching the other dimensions of existence through spiritual discipline will activate memory recall. The second type of reincarnation is the one where the soul has not attained spiritual mastery to the correct level needed for direct death-to-birth transfer. This soul, after spending time, as you perceive it, re-evaluating the karmic decisions one made in the lifetime and how far they wandered from their blueprint, remembering that those remaining close to blueprint will have achieved spiritual mastery and thus direct death-to-birth transfer if spiritual mastery is one of the map markers within the blueprint to be attained in that lifetime. These souls will then be recycled, which is not the best word to describe the process. Another word would be changed, with a piece removed and a piece added. Again, not correct concept, as nothing can be added or taken away from the whole. But describing this process to my human conduit is difficult. Just know that the process is natural and occurs smoothly, and it is the way it is. The higher consciousness will lead the individual soul through its reincarnate path until that soul has individualized. The way a soul individualizes is by its own conscious knowledge of the reincarnation path and direct death to birth transfer. The individualized soul has then in essence separated itself from the whole, although nothing could be further than the truth in reality. When the soul individualizes, they are nearer to the group soul than ever before, but become its mirror. The path of each soul is to individualize. You do this by realizing fully the concept within the human brain that you are not an individual and are in fact part of the all that is. This is your key to individualization and memory retrieval at will ability. When this happens, you become the driver of the vehicle, not the passenger. You become a God-realized being. You become your own God.